What's up, you absolutely wonderful Magento loving friends of mine? Joseph from SwiftOtter here with another question to prove your expert status. This one does also come from or is inspired by the Magento 101 course that we just released. I'm really excited about this because there is so many answers for questions online, but someone who is just starting out learning this massive 8 million line application, there's a lot of answers that are not quite right. And in fact, there's a lot of answers that are just flat out wrong. I mean, yes, they kind of work at the end of the day, but it's like trying to stack up a house of cards, and eventually it doesn't take much to knock it over. And this course teaches you how to build Magento applications correctly. It gives you that solid foundation with which you can build on top of it. So Magento 101 is available now, and it is from this that this question was inspired. Now, I have to call out there are 2 points of that I actually got wrong in writing this question. I'll call those out here real quick. The first one is in the actual question itself. I needed to put in a little bit extra information saying that this was for module-specific styles. The second one is here in this answer. I corrected it here, but extends.less is not the correct file. I put it in there, but it ultimately is module.less, and I missed that when I was reviewing the question. So with that said, let's jump in and look at this question. All right, you're tasked with adding some styles to the website. Again, this is module-specific styles. It's related to a set of functionality that has already been included in a given module. You are encouraged to put these styles into relevant modules instead of putting them into the theme. Question: where do you place this code inside your module? Again, inside your module. Question: where do you place this? So A is inside your module, view styles module less. Inside your module, view front-end web CSS source module less, or view front-end CSS module.less. Again, it is not extends.less, it is module.less. So let's dive into the code and see where do we come up with an answer for this. All right, I am here in the vendor Magento theme front-end blank directory, which is technically kind of, you could say, it's somewhat of a module, although it's a little special file structure here. We don't have the view directory. But ultimately, we have our styles.-m.less. And here's where it does happen. I got confused when I was writing the question. Ultimately, we have this special line right here, this Magento import. What this does is it is a special construct that iterates through all of the installed Magento modules. Inside the view front-end directory, or the same area in which this theme is utilized, it then scans for view web CSS. Excuse me. It then scans for source / whatever this path is right here, and it aggregates those together, and it basically injects it into this styles-m less file. Now, the question you would ask is, what should I use, module or extend.less? The real answer is you should be using module.less. Well, why is the question there? And the reason is in a, let's say, a multi-site environment where you might have the same functionality, but you're going to apply some different themes to it, you really want to allow for some customization of that theme. The modules at the module level, this is like base theme. They're not designed, you can't necessarily override, well, you can't override stores or themes at the module level. It is at the theme level at that point. So what we have to do is we would then override it at the theme level if we want to make certain overrides. But ultimately, it's probably not completely scrapping the entire theme at the module level. You're probably going to tweak it just a little bit here and there. And ultimately, if your variables and everything have been built right, it's probably going to be very minimal changes at the actual theme level instead of the module level. And the nice thing about taking this approach is you have very compartmentalized styling. So you have your module and you have everything that's changed in that or associated with that module right there. You don't have to go hunting through other places, which means it's a little more transferable if you end up bringing it to another project, etc. So all that to say, let's jump up here and I will show you the path in this scenario. Again, we're talking about paths. This is like more along the professional level of a question here. As far as if you're looking to prepare for a certification. We have product decorator, view, front end, web, CSS, source, and module.less. Now, one thing to note is this Magento import starts at this CSS level, this directory. So view, front end, web, CSS. You kind of got to want to bake that into your memory. View, front end, web, CSS. Now, inside of here, then we have source and module.less. Now, that's the, you could argue this entire path matters, but this is really, this CSS level is where this styles, where the Magento import actually starts kicking in. So with that piece of information, the correct answer would be this right here, source/module.less. That is the correct answer. And so hopefully this rings a bell with you and makes it even easier for you to jump in there and create your styles. And again, if you've never heard of this, or if this is some new information to you, check out the Magento 101 course, as that's going to help you get started on the right foot.